Adam, what time does Shabbat officially come in?
I think 7:30, but I gotta duck out at 6:40 because I'm going to someone who's doing a special minyan for their dad.
All right, so we are now live. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, from the Rappers and Rabbis crew to you and your families and loved ones. And we are doing our first ever Hip-Hop Shabbat service and cipher. We're live on Clubhouse. There's people joining the room right now. We are live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rappers and Rabbis. And you can also go to our YouTube channel where we are live. Our YouTube is Rappers and Rabbis. I guarantee you we are the only Rappers and Rabbis on YouTube. So if you search for us, you'll find it. No problem. And I want to just kind of go around and introduce everybody that we have right here. We have Rabbi Matt Barr. We have Mr. E. We have Text Rich Ali. And we have Rabbi Adam in the building. We're aiming to have special guests every time we do this, but why not have the most special guests of all, which are the founders of Rappers and Rabbis, and they're all here with me, families included. Mr. E might have his dog with him. I have my dog in the room. I have my family in the other room watching live on television, so this is a beautiful thing. My name is Seth Barmash, aka Digital Crates. I'm a hip-hop producer and religious aficionado. I'm all about putting together the two worlds of art and religion, especially as it relates to music. One thing that I've always loved growing up was Friday night services, was Shabbat services. And I used to always say, if only the people from my synagogue could see what it's like to be at a hip-hop show. And then I always say, what if people at a hip-hop show could see what it's like to be at a synagogue? So thankfully, we have this program where we can bring people together, and this is just the first of many. Hopefully, we will be doing this as frequently as possible. I don't know if anyone wants to jump in with some opening words, if anyone just wants to say hello, but I'm going to give the floor to you guys while I get the first video ready. All right, everybody's a little shy right now. That's okay.
Well, yeah, don't everybody speak at once. I'm just excited. I'm excited to experience this version of Shabbat service with in the spirit of hip hop. So I think it's awesome that you've taken the music that we've created and worked with as a group and saw through to this point to have us experience this. I think it's
and I failed to mention that all the music tonight will be from us, the Rappers and Rabbis. We'll also have some videos to play in between. And let's just kick it off really quick with a video that's basically a State of the Union address from the Rappers and Rabbis. You can kind of catch up with what we've been up to this past year, all in this video. I'm going to play it right now, and let's all check it out. All right, here we go.
From Jersey down to Philly, though it sounds sort of silly. Rapper, rabbi, those guys really? Like everything due to COVID, we had to innovate on our innovative plans. Community building without buildings. We launched a series of virtual programs igniting a community that's gaining momentum every week. This is a innovation appreciation type of creation. 2020 took plenty of concentration. Focus, we need a hocus pocus. COVID got communities feeling hopeless. COVID hit the nation, we had to innovate on an innovation. How we stay focused on community building when we can't gather people into a building. All I wanna do is zoom in a Zoom room to build a nation up. All I wanna do is zoom in a Zoom room, and we are great for ya. Our Beat Midrash averages over 50 people each session. Our Facebook has grown 1,100%, and we've gotten some notable press, including in hiphopsince1987.com. This is a innovation appreciation type of creation. 2020 took plenty of concentration. Focus, we need a hocus pocus. COVID got communities feeling hopeless. Thank you to everyone. Special thanks to Yafa and her team. And we hope to see you at some of our online events. Every Thursday, we start at 8 o'clock and go till about 10:30. From Jersey down to Philly, though it sounds sort of silly. Rapper, Rabbi, those guys really? Yeah!
Yeah, so hopefully that video brings everybody up to speed. Kind of showing what happened in 2020. We went from in real life events and coming together as a group in person to keeping that momentum going in the virtual space. And now here we are in 2021. We're embracing the virtual space and easing our way back to in real life events. And, you know, at the beginning of the Sabbath, we usually start with a prayer known as Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi means in English, come my friend. And the Sabbath is supposed to be like a friend to all of us. It's supposed to be something that we invite into our lives, not as a stranger, but as a known entity. Lecha Dodi is the hymn that's sung during the synagogue service on Friday nights to welcome the Sabbath, our friend. It was composed by Solomon Alkabetz, who was a mystic Kabbalist. And here we are in 2021, and we've worked on taking this hymn and making it hip-hop. It's kind of unfinished in its form, but I'm going to play a little bit of the beat that we've been working on. So here is Lecha Dodi. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how we've taken some of these more ancient and or modern prayers and hymns and turned them into hip hop. For me, it's really a simple composition process. A lot of these songs I already know how to play on either guitar and piano from years of being at UAHC style overnight camps and being a song leader myself. I've been known to lead services here and there. And Lecha Dodi is just one of those beautiful melodies. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Panei Shabbat nikabala. Come, my friend, to meet the bride. Let us welcome the Sabbath. Observe and remember in a single command the one God announced to us. The Lord is one. His name is one, for fame, for glory, and for praise. So we're hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll get some lyrics to go on that beat. And we'll get some of the great rappers that we work with, such as Mr. E, to join in on that one. Now we're going to move on to the Hebrew prayer that in English is translated as "Oh, how good" or "how goodly." Ma tovu is a prayer in Judaism expressing reverence and awe for synagogues and other places of worship. The prayer begins with Numbers 24, chapter 5, verse 5, where Balaam, sent to curse the Israelites, is instead overcome with the awe of God and the Israelites' house of worship. And how hip-hop is that? How many times have you heard in hip-hop of people beefing or hating on each other, but then over time they've learned to love each other and collaborate? Most famously would be Nas and Jay-Z, who are now featured together on the #1 album in America. So it's kind of amazing to see so many parallels between hip-hop and Judaism. In the first line of this praise is a quote of Balaam's blessing, and is thus the only prayer commonly used in Jewish services that was written by a non-Jew. And again, that's a parallel to hip-hop. There's so many samples that have been used in hip-hop that weren't technically hip-hop. Hip hop has sampled disco, sampled pop, sampled electronic, and that's kind of become the backbone for hip hop, is its inclusion of all other genres of music. The remainder of the Matuvu text is derived from passages in Psalms relating to entering the house of worship and preparation for further prayer. In this vein is the prayer recited by Jews upon entering the synagogue and or the place of worship. I know we're in the pandemic times and you can't just go to the synagogue like we used to, so we've been creative and we've turned so many places into prayer. One of the synagogues in my neighborhood every Friday night, they actually hold services in a park, all outside, and people sit on park benches, and the kids run around and play, and it's such a beautiful thing. So we actually have more of a completed version of this song that I'm going to play right now. So here's Rappers and Rabbis with an updated hip-hop version of Ma Tovu.
Peace, I'm Purple, and I'm going to talk to you about a hip-hop cipher. A hip-hop cipher is when the community gathers in a circle-like formation where everyone is participating, no one is spectating. What's happening in the cipher is individuals are demonstrating their most creative and authentic self-expression. That could be beatboxing, it could be dance moves, it could be rapping, both written or improv, which we call freestyle. The cipher is about peace, it's about love, and it's the hip-hop community way. The intention of the cipher has everybody have an opportunity to be unified and experience oneness.
Flow, cause we got the code, you already know. The rhythm is given, just follow the flow. To in the beginning, the garden, the hoe. It's that matubu flow, cause we got the code, you already know. The rhythm is given, just follow the flow. To in the beginning, the garden, the hoe. Welcome my people, please sit where you want. Your spirit alive, the Shekhinah, she's home. So flow with the vibe that the feel it, get going. Can't hide what's inside, cause we're here for the one. Hip-hop on our plane, now get ready, let's go. The didgeridoo and the shofar will blow. The rhythm is given, just follow the flow. To end the beginning of the garden, say ho.
Prepare for prayer. Hevre, come grab a chair. Congregation for community. Mr. Yaakov for mayor. Warm welcome. Greetings of shalom. Get comfortable and make the synagogue your home. How goodly are thy tents when they're blessed by their children, their parents, familia, and friends. Gather the crew, let's do what we do. Rappers and rabbis, the Matovu rendezvous.
Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
No!
Hit him with the womp. Matubu.
Dope.
You reached back in the bag for that one, Crates. That one we like. That one we moved on from, but then to hear it busted out with the new purple, that sounds great.
Yeah, so that's really what I consider to be the Matovu remix. The actual version of Rappers and Rabbis Matovu, we're not ready to debut quite yet, but shouts out to Ali, who did the production on the original. And those vocals right there are Matt and Mr. E. And we're hoping to get both the original and the remix released very soon. We've been working on a project called the Hip-Hop Liturgy Volume 1, and we're very close to having that project ready. And you'll catch us doing a release party, maybe virtually or in person very soon. So we're going to move forward to what I consider the most important prayer in all of Judaism, which is the Shema. In Hebrew, it's roughly translated as "hear." And, it's amazing to think of God as such an all-powerful being that we can see God, we can feel God, we can hear God in everything that we do. The Jewish confession of faith is made up of 3 scriptural texts from both Deuteronomy and Numbers, and together with the appropriate prayers forms an integral part of all our services, not just morning services, not just evening services, but the Shema is really part of every prayer service that we do. What's interesting about the Hebrew Shema, meaning hear, is certain devout Jews actually cover their eyes when the prayer is recited. And it's kind of interesting to think in hip hop that sometimes if we just close our eyes and really just use our ears, how powerful music and prayer can be. The words are simply Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. And here come the rappers and rabbis again with an amazing Shema remix that will be featured on the Liturgy Volume 1 compilation. So I'm really excited. We're going to play this right now.
One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One guy from the squad, one guy from the squad, one guy from the squad. One time for your mind, one time for your mind. One guy from the squad, one guy from the squad, one guy from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
Breathing what is Holy Spirit like? 1 foot, 1 love, and 1 mic. 1 race, 1 God, and 1 light. 2 hands, 1 left and 1 right. The many and the all involved in 1 fight. When divisions the plight is solved and we unite. Cause 1 ain't free if all ain't free. And you are not you if I am not me. Contemplate, elevate with the Elohim. Rappers and rabbis, 1 hell of a team. Building with the Musar, expressing a few bars. Traveling so far to the sound of the shofar.
One of a kind hanging from the 1 vine. Wild grapes in the shade sometime become fine wine with a little sunshine. An hour past noon, can I get a 1 time? 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad. 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. Not trying to be a prophet, but he who parted the sea is a part of me. When I look in my heart, I see the same history and mystery. I'm G-D'd up, I'ma read up with my feet up. Sabbath is just practice so we all get freed up. Please plant your seeds up, Israel's the bride and the groom's inside. 1 of a kind hanging from the 1 vine. Wild grapes in the shade sometime become fine wine with a little sunshine. It's an hour past noon, can I get a 1 time? 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad. 1 time for your mind, 1 time for your mind. 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad, 1 guy from the squad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad.
All right, so I don't know, Matt, if you want to jump in really quick and maybe talk about the production of that song and what it took to reach your vision, because that is just really quite a special production that you have there.
Thanks, Trace. Well, that's actually, the melody is based on an old folk song. I used to be more a folk singer, then I was a folk rapper, then I was a Bible rapper, and now I'm going back to being a folk rapper again. I hope. But it's an old melody of mine about a girl I was in love with at the time, and it fit the Shema well. And then Ali and I, went on tour. We kind of were working that Shema out, and he wrote his bars. I kind of fit my bars, and then he and I just play it a lot. That's the one that we play a lot for when we do Bible rap. So we got to know it pretty well, to kind of all the nooks and all the little tricks to make it kind of jump off the sound nice. So yeah, I guess that's one that like basically we worked on for a while and played. There's nothing better than playing one song 100 times and then recording it. You know what I mean? Versus writing it and being like recording it tomorrow and then not getting to know it the way you can.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that it started off musically as a love song. In hip hop, we have a phrase we say, "God is love," and it's interesting that writing a love song about God in a song that is as powerful as the Shema, maybe that's why it came out so great. It's like really maybe the woman you were talking about is God as a female entity. So we're going to move on.
The last thing, Crates, the only other thing I'd say is I grew up, an ultra reformed Jew, meaning like I was bar mitzvahed, but barely. But, the Shema was the one prayer I took very serious for some reason. Yeah. And, like I said at night and had a ritual in saying it. So I do have that's the only prayer that I have like such a deep relationship with. And so I think, that helped kind of, add for some substance, with the lyrics. Because I've been saying it since as long as I remember.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody else does this, but I pray usually right before I eat. Anytime there's a meal before me, I pray. And I typically tend, even if it's just in my head, to recite the Shema. It's something that you really can't say enough. You just repeat it over and over, and it becomes a part of you. All right, so we're going to move on. The next time we do this service, we'll talk more about the Shema. Tomorrow night, you can join us at 9 o'clock. As we do a similar service, but what's known as Havdalah, which is a Saturday night prayer service related to the end of Shabbat. But right now, we're going to kind of get into something that is just fresh from Rappers and Rabbis' vault. The first ever debut of our Yadid Nefesh, which in Hebrew translates roughly to beloved of the soul. It's the title of a piyut and zamer. It is usually sung on Sabbath, but can be sang at any time. Beloved of the soul, the Father of compassion, draw your servant to your will. Your servant will hurry like a hart to bow before your majesty. To him your friendship will be sweeter than the dripping of the honeycomb and any taste. And we're looking forward to not just debuting the song right now, but pretty soon we'll be filming a music video to go along with this song. So here we go. Rappers and Rabbis with Yadid Nefesh.
Beloved, would you stay a minute? Every day I'm running just to pay for something. When you pay a visit, Papa stunt the hustle. Put the money down, there's only one above you. So I set the table by the candlelight, cover up the bread and pour the wine. I'm a turning face before that door could whine. Cause when you stepping in, you make the floor divine. But you more than mine, this ain't no court and diner for the time. Just to sport a wife, you the core of life. When the war inside, wanna warp the mind. You my tour guide, searching for advice in a horde of lies. I'ma organize, I'ma call my guys, hit up all the tribes. We gon' form a line, she gon' walk in. You can feel the vibes like na 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 na.
relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred. Relaxation, restoration, respiration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th Sabbath day sacred.
So that's a very special jam, and that's definitely something that is representative of our rappers and rabbis group very well. That features not only Matt, but also Papa Left, Mystery, and the wonderful vocal stylings of Anat. All together, we really form this interesting union of different personalities and souls that all really just love music, and not just Judaism, but religion and spirituality as well. It's amazing that a song like that could start with such a simple melody and develop into a complex lyrical piece. I don't know, Mr. E, if you want to jump in really quick and maybe talk about your verse and how you came up with that really intricate rhyme scheme.
Yeah, thank you, Crates. Yeah, that track right there is special. That was the first time that I've heard it, you know, kind of in that form, and it really sounds great. You know, for many of you may not know, you know, I am Jewish, but you know, for many years I identified myself as far as culture goes being more hip hop than Jewish. So you know, it's great when we meet on every Thursday night, and I learn from Rabbi Adam about, you know, much about my heritage and the traditions and practices. So you know, when learning about the you know, the teachings of Yadid Nefesh, and learning that this is you know, a chant that's typically celebrated and focused upon on Shabbat. You know, I wanted to make sure that my lyrics demonstrated, you know, what it's like to celebrate in Judaism Shabbat, right? Relaxation, respiration, restoration into elation. For 6 days been waiting patient for the 7th holy Sabbath day sacred, right? So it's just, you know, it's that buildup, right? And it's melodically, there's a buildup within those 8 bars, right? At the end, it's for the 7th Sabbath day sacred. There's the buildup, but there's also the buildup within the week, right? We go through that work week and we're grinding, we're working hard, we're focused. And then we make it to Shabbat, and that's the time where we relax, we restore, right? So I just wanted to, you know, within the lyrics, really demonstrate that cycle and that experience which Shabbat brings.
And that really brings us right perfectly into our next song here, which is the childlike chant of Bim Bam. And I really want to talk about what is Shabbat. We've been halfway through this prayer service, but we haven't really defined, for those who are from the hip hop side of things, what actually is Shabbat. Is a weekly 25-hour observance that begins just before sundown each Friday and ends at nightfall on Saturday, leading into the Havdalah service. Shabbat is a dedicated time each week to stop working and focus more on the simple pleasures of life. It's definitely not easy in this modern era, especially in a time when we're always working, running errands, checking emails, notifications, Netflix, Hulu, Spotify. So much music also starts to come out now on Fridays. It just seems to never stop. But Shabbat is here to remind us that it's a time to recharge our batteries. And that's really kind of what we're going to start doing with these services. We're going to kind of remind each other of the hard work that we've put in together over this past year, building all these songs from the ground up that we now get to display from the world. So you heard in the background a little bit of Bim Bam, which I had reproduced on the keyboard and put some drums behind. But I'm really, really excited to play this next song, We're going to talk about the song Shalom Chavurim. We were in the studio last year before pandemic working really hard together, but there was a couple times where we decided just to have fun. And this was a beat that I had made that I thought would be good for the group. I didn't intend it to be Shalom Chavurim. It was just a Hebraic sounding melody over a beat. And Matt and one of our affiliated Hip-Hop Rabbis, Moshe, started coming up with the Shalom Chavurim melodies. And it's really a beautiful Israeli folk song. It can be sung as a simple melody or a 3-part round. So hopefully as we get into the production of this song that you guys will get to hear the round in one of the next coming services we do. It's literally translated into peace, friends. And that's what we are, especially on the Sabbath. We are friends that are enjoying peace together. And especially with what's going on in the world right now, we need to pray extra hard for peace. The word shalom has so much depth and richness of meaning that really can't even be contained in a simple English translation. And that's why songs are so important, because you could feel them more than just hearing the words. You hear the music that goes along with them. Hebrew scholars suggest something closer to comprehensive well-being. And we all know it's difficult to put comprehensive well-being set to music. But it's something about a beat like this that just makes you feel good. And it invites you and everyone in the community to repeat the text in Hebrew. We usually will divide the group into a round. A round is a musical thing where each members of the group sing different parts of the lyrics, but melodically they all go together to the rhythm of the tune. So Shalom Chaverim is a piece that is useful as welcoming, blessing, sending a song, and a wonderful way to invite the group to connect visually together through bows, handshakes, high fives, fist bumps, and most importantly, hugs. So here we go with the Rappers and Rabbis rendition of Shalom Chavurim.
Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehidrot, Lehidrot, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom, hello, my homies came to boast. For squad on chill like it ain't a thing to coast. A bunch of delinquent brothers and Rabbi Adam, with children and Jewish mothers is rapping along. Another cracking a song until the crack of a dawn. Another lady asking how long that'll be gone. Stalling a jet like first off, girl I'm sorry to fret. Gotta get one more verse off and ain't gon' call me a vet. But then the work turns to fun as the earth turns to sun. 12:13 to 1, we just surely begun. Mr. Ian Papa left coming from Jersey on the one. And I'll catch the flight from Cali to research with everyone, or I'd lead a boat, I'll see a float to see my folk. It's hard to cut the session when the best is to be wrote, but call it bedtime till next week I hope, because until the next time, friends, let heat thy hope.
Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom, Lehidrot, Lehidrot, Shalom, Shalom.
So from myself and everyone at Rappers and Rabbis, we wish you shalom. We wish everybody that's tuned in on our Twitch and our YouTube peace, love, and understanding. I'm getting texts right now that people love that. Someone said sick beat. I also was getting some messages in the chat about Matovu. People seem to really like what's going on so far. And I think that's the purpose of this crew, is to spread joy through hip-hop and through Judaism. But now we're going to get a little bit more serious for these last couple prayers of the night. Typically recited at all Shabbat feasts is Hine Matovu Manayim. Hine Matovu is a Jewish hymn traditionally sung at Shabbat feasts. And really, the Sabbath is a time that you really need to not just prepare for, but you need to focus on the enjoyment. And one of the ways that we all enjoy our time together is over a meal, is breaking bread and having food. We tend to kick off our meals with the motzi, and maybe we'll get into that at the next Shabbat service and cipher. We'll talk about the certain prayers for the candles and for the bread and for the wine. I kind of wanted to skip that tonight because it's just so traditional, and I figured that everybody would have already done those prayers already with their families before joining in on this live cipher. So we're going to jump into Hine Matovu Manayim. Its lyrics are from the first verse of Psalm 133, which is translated roughly into how good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together. And, you know, sometimes dwelling together is not just meaning those that are in your home, but also your neighbors and other members of the community. To really love your brother and thy sister is to love the community as a whole. Have love in your heart for everybody, even people that you may not know in person. Hine matovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Behold how good and how pleasing for brothers and all people to sit together in unity. So this song isn't complete yet, but I will play for y'all some of the beat that I've been working on that hopefully in the next couple weeks we will record. So here is my instrumental rendition of Hine Matovu. So there's just a little snippet. In the coming weeks, we hope to have Papa Left, Mr. E, Matt Bars, Ali, and other members of our Rappers and Rabbis crew rapping and showering praise onto that instrumental. So we're going to keep it moving. Next up is another Shabbat classic, Havinu Shalom Alechem. This is another one of those songs, kind of like Shalom Chavarim, that you're meant to get up and dance and move around and not just solemnly pray, but exuberantly pray. You're supposed to pray with your mind, your body, and your soul. And just in Judaism, dance and dancing and rhythmic movement is just as important in Judaism as it is in hip-hop. One of the biggest founding elements of hip-hop is breakdancing. And I can't imagine into the future when we record this song into a video, maybe it'd be fun to have some breakdancers on the bima. Who knows? You know what I mean? We're breaking boundaries with what we do. So again, this is also unfinished, but we're going to play the instrumental right now so you guys kind of hear how the direction that it will go. That's a fun one right there. Havinu shalom alechem, shalom alechem. We brought peace unto you. May peace be upon you. And I don't know if you guys have noticed the theme of this service already, but I'm tending to be going through songs that are more about peace, love, and most importantly, understanding. This is what I'm preaching tonight, that we all find some more peace and love and understanding in our lives. So we're going to move on to a personal request from Rabbi Adam. He heard the beat for Havinu Shalom Alechem, and then asked if I could make another beat for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem is a spoken greeting in Hebrew, meaning peace be upon you. The appropriate response is Alechem Shalom. Now you could think of so many other languages around the world that have that kind of interchange. And hip hop is kind of built on those kind of interchanges where you have a call and you have a response. This form of greeting is traditional among Jews throughout the world, and it's common with just about everybody. So again, this is also unfinished. It's actually something that I've recently created, and I'm just going to play a clip for it. Here's the instrumental for Shalom Aleichem. So that's just a little sample. I really got to give praise. People love that. I'm getting texts already. People love that one. The acapella was provided to me by Rabbi Adam, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the bars and the raps that my cohorts put on that track in the next coming weeks. So we're kind of getting towards the end of our service here. And one thing that we as Jews always do, which I think is one of the most beautiful things of our service, is a central prayer for all those that are recovering from illness or accidents. I'm talking about the Misha Berach. The name of this prayer is taken from its two first Hebrew words, and with a holistic view of humankind, it prays for a physical cure as well as spiritual healing, asking for blessing, compassion, restoration, and strength within the community of others facing illness, as well as all Jews and all human beings. And typically when we're in the service, everyone that's in the congregation can take a moment to either say out loud or say to themselves someone that they personally know of that's going through any sort of illness or trauma, whether it be physical or mental, and then say their names out loud so that we all can hold these people up in the light of prayer. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a quick moment of silence for those around the world that are suffering right now. And then I'll play this instrumental that I've been working on that soon we will have the vocals for. So right now, let's observe a quick moment of silence for everybody in the world that's going through some sort of suffering. Amen. So as we're getting towards the end of the service, I would love to take a second for everybody that's live on the video with me to take a second to introduce themselves. So maybe we can go kind of order. Let's just like go from left to right. So Mr. E, Ali, and then Matt. Maybe if you guys could each take a second to introduce yourselves and maybe share your own prayer for peace or blessings.
Amen. Thank you, Crates, for hosting and facilitating what's been a enjoyable and purposeful, just all around great service and program. I go by the name of Mr. E, also known as Eric Chandraw. I'm owner of Mr. E Edutainment, in which I educate, entertain, and inspire through rhythm applied poetry, hip hop, and spoken word. I am located in the tri-state area, both New York and New Jersey. I work with organizations such as NJPAC, New Jersey Performing Arts Center, the Asbury Park Music Foundation, Lake House Recording Studios, and most recently, I am now a U.S. Hip Hop Cultural Ambassador with Next Level USA Hip Hop Diplomacy. So we do, cultural work with foreign countries, and through the art form of hip hop, we build relationships with other cultures. I am a proud board member of Rappers and Rabbis, and I love connecting with everyone here. On Thursdays, we meet every Thursday, and we learn Torah and we create music. So, I'm excited just to be a part of the team. And yeah, as I said, I'm an artist, I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, but I'm a human. And I really just want to, send my prayers and peace to the situation in the Middle East. It's beyond my control, and it's upsetting. But all I could say is that I pray for peace. And yes, thank you again for having me. I guess we'll pass it to Dom, it looks like, who's next on the right.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Getting so beautiful to be getting ready for Shabbat with all of you. Really feeling the spirits, feeling the shalom, the peace, and such beautiful teachings from everybody. It's really nice to hear and to be part of. I live in Philadelphia. Rabbi Adam, teacher, educator, artist, and spiritual guide and mentor. And I've been working with Rappers and Rabbis since the beginning, and we have such an amazing crew here, and can't wait to be doing more of these. Tomorrow night we'll be doing Havdalah, and this will be a recurring event that happens before Shabbat, keep a lookout for it. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Blessings of peace and rest and rejuvenation, relaxation, and holiness. And let the peace and the relaxation lead to a sense of holiness. Ali, let me say hi.
Shabbat Shalom. Peace and blessings. Tex Rich Ali. Ali Richardson. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I'm a transplant who's made his way to Philadelphia to play music, to learn and grow musically, and even develop a music education or build a music education career and experience, which I've been doing now for about 20 years. One of my big programs that I share and continue to create through hip hop jazz musicology. Um, I'm I've also worked with Matt on Bible raps, and I am one of the co-founding members of this group, Rappers and Rabbis. Also here in the beginning stages, and just I first of all, I just want to also say that it's awesome to be a part of a team of artists and educators and thinkers and uh, creative business minds and people that are just up to doing good things and supporting each other in that spirit. And so salute to my team of rappers and rabbis here. But then also in terms of a prayer, I'd like to send out a prayer. I know a lot of us, uh, just for a long time have been struggling with just feeling whole and mentally healthy and supported. And I want to send out love to everyone that we may have that mental support, that encouragement that gives us that mental health that helps us to feel more alive and engage the world and engage our lives and everyone around us. So sending that peace out to others. Thank you. I'm going to pass it on to Matt Barr, my brother here.
Thank you, Ali. And thank you, Crates. That was a remarkable first service. I'm really privileged to be a part of this and to be here. And it was super enjoyable. And I'm really excited about seeing it, how it grows. I'm Matt Barr. I am the executive director of Bible Raps for the past 13 years, which uses hip hop to teach Judaism. And then I've co-founded with the people here, Rappers and Rabbis. And, the great thing about Rappers and Rabbis is I think just as much as, we use hip hop to teach about Judaism, we also use Judaism to teach about hip hop, and just kind of like we consider each culture sacred and, full of just profound secrets for humanity that we just love to unriddle together. And so I'm really excited about building this hip hop Shabbat, service and cipher. And I thought tonight was really, really remarkable. My kids were loving it. Even though Crates brought out a few tracks that I was like, that needs to stay in the garbage. But then, of course, I guess the people like that. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for being here. And yeah, I'm really excited about more of these and, what community we can build at the cornerstone of Shabbat and our hip hop liturgy movement, so to speak.
And also, Matt, for all those people that are enjoying tonight, we obviously know that we'll be back on tomorrow at 9 p.m. for Havdalah, but maybe you can talk about what's next in the coming week or two, some of the upcoming events that we have.
So we'll have a Torah portion study where me and a couple, Mr. Ian Eternal Rhyme, who wasn't here tonight, but he's part of the crew, we read the Torah portion, and then we basically put on a beat and try to write a rap out, and we invite any MCs or any people interested in learning to kind of come join us in this process. And that's, as of now, I think going to be Thursday nights every other week. And then we have a Beat Midrash on June 5th, which has a couple mental health, I don't know what the professionals, and we'll be going into mental health, hip hop, and religion. And I think, I don't know what else creates. You
I
can
think
go
that's
to our website, Rappers and Rabbis, and we have our menu right there, and just sign up for events. And we every other week we have a stacked week, Thursday through Saturday, and then special events here and there.
okay. So we're going to move on to our closing prayer and song right now, and I'll leave the beat running. If anybody wants to bust a rap, Mr. E, we'll let you jump in. But we're going to end with Ein Kelohenu. It's a very well-known Jewish hymn. Orthodox Jews pronounce it as Ein Kelokeinu when referring to it outside of prayer, in order to avoid taking the name of God in vain or otherwise violating the sanctity or reverence to the Almighty. Ein Keloheinu is sometimes chanted at the end of the service, but it's such a fun song that it's used as closing at most service. So I'm going to put on the instrumental, and I'll just let it play for a minute or two, and if any of y'all feel the spirit to bust a rap, feel free, go ahead. And then we're going to end on this. So I go by Digital Crates, and I'm hosting this event. We're going to try and do this monthly. We'll do what we call a Shabbaton, where we will lead the Shabbat service and end the Sabbath with a Havdalah service. So make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. as I'm going to go through an entire different list of prayers and songs and videos. And I'm even going to debut something very special from our member, Papa Left, who recorded this song about forgiveness. And, it's such an amazing song. I'm excited to debut for everybody tomorrow night. So thank y'all for joining me. And here we go, our final prayer, Ein Kelohenu.
Yeah, I'll take a stab at it. Yeah, be over here on the restream. Rappers and rabbis, yeah, that be the team. I got my glasses on so I could see the beam. Yeah, I'm looking at my palms, which I see green. Yeah, we making it. Blessings, yeah, we taking it and giving it back. Because, yeah, it's a cycle. Tomorrow, yeah, we have the Havdalah. Yeah, to my people on Restream, holla. Or rather, holla. You'll get your bread up. A lot of people frustrated and they fed up. And it's understood. Things ain't always all good, but we just need to understand. We give a helping hand. We over here with El Hayenu. Man, I say thank you. I hope you enjoy the program that we bring you. I know the proper English is bring you, but we continue to rock another venue. I hope that you enjoy what we had up on the menu. From Crates, he did so great. We about to have Shabbat, eat it off the plate. Shout out to Adam, we drop another blessing bomb. Shout out to Matt Barr, yeah, we go mad hard. In the back we got Ali. Man, I swing like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Mr. E is who I be. Thank you for what you see. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Maybe I'll spit again. Another echem. Amen.
Amen. Well, thank you to all the members of the Rappers and Rabbis team. And thanks to everybody that was tuned in on our YouTube and our Twitch. I'm looking forward to hosting so many more of these in the future. But for now, I want to offer one more peace and love to everybody out there. Shalom from the bottom of my heart, from my crew to y'all crew. We're out. Peace.
Peace.